A comprehensive river management plan, or CRMP, must be prepared for your river within 3 years of congressional designation. Here's a breakdown of what you and your team will need to do. The purpose of the CRMP is to outline the steps to protect and enhance the river's free-flowing condition, water quality, and outstandingly remarkable values, known as ORVs. You will need to analyze the environmental effects of the CRMP proposed actions under the National Environmental Policy Act, or NEPA, in a separate document. More about the NEPA process is covered in Video 7. Here are the primary elements of your CRMP that must be included, discussed, or considered. River values descriptions and baseline conditions. These include free flow, water quality, and ORVs. A boundary that protects and enhances river values. Until official boundaries are established, an interim boundary will be in effect. You and your team must decide if the Act's general guidance for interim boundaries is sufficient to protect and enhance the river's values, or if a new boundary should be developed. Consider private or other lands and the location of river-related values. Note that there are limitations to the number of acres per mile that can be included in a wild and scenic river boundary. These limitations in Alaska are different than the other 49 states. Classifications for each segment of the designated river as wild, recreational, or scenic. Keep in mind that the 3 river classifications are different from the river's ORVs, even though the language is similar. Current land uses, such as grazing, and permitted or general public use, and level of development in the corridor, for example, presence, extent of structures, channel armoring, diversions, and withdrawals. Management direction to protect and enhance river values, including immediate actions or actions that would be implemented if specific negative conditions are reached. Desired conditions that outline a broad vision of the resource conditions and visitor experience the agency should strive to achieve and maintain within the designated river corridor and specific relevant goals. Management and future development of lands and facilities. While a CRMP will not restrict private land use or rights in the corridor, consider including a voluntary framework for development and activities on non-federal lands, and criteria for acquiring private lands from willing sellers. User capacity for the corridor, along with the indicators and thresholds for monitoring that use. Water quality management considerations, and in-stream flow protection strategies, which may include quantifying and securing federal reserved water rights. Engage with tribal nations and indigenous communities early in the planning process to ensure the CRMP appropriately identifies and addresses traditional, contemporary, and future wild and scenic river-related uses and values. Collaboration with stakeholders, including agencies with regulatory authorities. A monitoring plan for tracking river corridor impacts from various types of land uses, including recreation, to help ensure that desired conditions are met. That was an overview of the components of a comprehensive river management plan. For detailed information or examples, visit rivers.gov. The next video is about environmental analysis. For more information, check out these links.